Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another Second Breakfast Podcast. I'm Andy Roth alongside Phil Duvall. Say hi, Phil.
Hi.
Today, it's Friday. It's time for another viewer mailbag. So excited for these questions.
Dun,
They're amazing.
dun. What Mailbag Day is my favorite day of the week.
I understand. That, by the way, what Phil just did, that's our theme song. Very excited. Dun, dun.
It,
Go for
dun, 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 dun.
it.
Not that
So,
exciting.
we have many, many, many excellent questions, which does not mean you should not. You should stop sending them in. You should continue to send them to secondbreakfastpodcast@gmail.com.
Seriously.
But we had
You
too many
need
excellent questions
questions.
to do in this mailbag. There will be questions that we got this week that will be used in future mailbags.
Yes.
We swear. But without further ado, let's dive into the three that we chose for this evening.
Yes.
First, Phil. Oh. And because Phil has a bizarre fear of actually asking the questions, is that fair? That's fair?
I wouldn't call it bizarre. I think it's a founded fear.
I will be asking the questions, but we both have knowledge of the questions beforehand.
Yes. Andy, do you remember that scene in American Beauty when Kevin Spacey's applying for a job and he's applying for a job at the fast food place and he's like, "We don't have any management positions open." He's like, "I don't want a management position." And the guy's like, "You are way too qualified for this job." And he says, "I want a job with the least responsibility possible." That's how I feel about this podcast, which I love with my heart. The less responsibility I have, the more I love it.
That's fair, because I like asking the questions and making you dance like a puppet. So, yeah. Okay,
Andy, make it stop.
I will. Question number one
Yes.
comes to us from a longtime viewer, not first time writing in, Leia,
Hi, Leia.
who asks this question. What's your favorite two-parter? It's a two-part question.
Ooh, okay.
What's your favorite black and white Western?
Okay.
And what is your favorite color Western? Nah?
That's a fantastic question.
I wouldn't have chosen
I have
different.
to I have to admit first and foremost that I haven't seen as many westerns as I'd like to.
Sure.
I have seen a lot probably, but it's a genre that I thoroughly enjoy. My wife, however, does not thoroughly enjoy it.
Fair enough.
So it's like, do I want to watch a western every single time she leaves the house? That sounds like a lot of work. So, okay. How do you want to do this? You want to do black and white one each and then color each? How do you want to do it?
No,
Let's
just
do
hit
that.
me. Hit me with your answers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Black and white. I'm gonna go with The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh.
What a solid choice.
Oh.
Hey, let's put Jimmy Stewart and John Wayne in the same movie. And I'm pretty sure John Ford shot that. Although it might have been Howard Hawks. I feel bad for not remembering, but we'll look it up someday. It doesn't matter.
true.
It's glorious.
Such a good
It's almost
movie.
my close. Well, I'll see what you say, and then I'll give you another one. For my color, it's a three-way tie, but I will give it. The tie goes as always. You know how the tie goes to the runner in baseball?
Indeed.
In filmdom, the tie always goes to the outlaw Josie Wales.
Awesome.
The
Awesome.
outlaw Josie Wales is I got the outlaw Josie Wales. It's phenomenal. It's just it's on a whole other level. And the two right after that. Well, okay, yours, and then we'll talk.
But not for long.
No, I know.
Let's see. The black and white, I've got to go with High Noon. It's
Okay.
just, we've talked about it in previous podcasts, but it's
It's a
just,
safe choice.
oh, I hate you. It's the Western trope of like the man who is just decent standing against the world. I just don't think it's standing alone against the world. I just don't think it's been done any better than in High Noon. And also, this is not something that we talked about the last time. It's shot in real time. So
Yeah.
the movie starts at the end of Gary Cooper, because I mean, come on, Gary Cooper. It starts at the end of his wedding, which ends at roughly 10:30 a.m.
Right.
And then as he's coming out of his wedding, he hears that the worst criminal he ever put behind bars is arriving on the noon train.
Right.
And you watch for 90 minutes as he tries to get help.
Runs around acting like a baby.
Man, you're just the worst. You're terrible.
It isn't Tarantino's. At least when Tarantino first became famous, he had a list of his top 5 movies, and that movie was in it. So
There you
I
go.
have no problem. I have zero. I've seen High Noon once. It was fine. I enjoyed it. It's. I have no problem with it. I'm sure if I saw it again, I would enjoy it.
Also, Grace Kelly.
I mean, okay, yeah,
Never. And
she's
my
great.
color. So this was really hard for me. I decided, or I thought about The Magnificent Seven.
Hmm.
I thought about The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
That should be in the
Oh,
conversation.
but I settled on, which sounds so bad because I just love the crap out of this movie. I'm gonna go with The Searchers because I felt bad about not picking a John Wayne movie in any of the other times we've been asked to pick a movie. And the thing I love about The Searchers is it plays off of that, like John Wayne is the ultimate good. He is man. He is the West. He is decency. And it kind of makes him the bad guy. He isn't. He's like he is absolutely the protagonist,
Yeah.
but the lengths to which he goes, it asks the question, it does John, like it asks the do the ends justify the means question using John Wayne as the agent of the ends. And it is just far more complex than I think people realize when they talk about, like, oh, John Wayne Western, it seems so it is unbelievably layered, and it's just a blast to watch. It is so good.
People who just automatically denigrate John Wayne's westerns don't know what they're talking about.
I agree.
It's just silly. It's just silliness. His character is so important. I mean, but it's like Clint Eastwood too. I mean, it's really hard for me to talk about favorite westerns and not mention Unforgiven.
Yes.
And quite honestly, even though it's very recent, and my Coen Brothers, is showing, but True Grit is their make of True Grit is, to me, like, I keep coming back to it. It's such a beautiful movie on so many levels. I would love to show that movie, and like I want to do like a movie series at my church, and I want to do True Grit as one of them. I could do a whole Coen Brothers series. Their movies are so deep, so much going on. I would love to do that with them. But Unforgiven needs to be mentioned.
Yeah.
Unforgiven is it might actually be. I think I might have to change it from Outlaw Josie Wales to Unforgiven. It's that close.
Sure.
What's the western that you've seen the most?
Ooh. Probably The Magnificent Seven.
Okay.
Probably The
Tombstone.
Magnificent Seven.
I've seen Tombstone about 1 billion times.
That's a new one to me. I only saw that for the first time maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
I've seen it 1 billion times.
Yes.
I'm not being sorry. I'm not exaggerating. I once watched it for a year straight with my eyes Clockwork Orange to open. So
Nice.
Okay. Next question.
Next question comes to us from Keith. What genuinely good movies are you afraid or uncomfortable to watch in the company of others or your parents?
You want to take it first?
I do. I'll go real quick through this. Shame. There's a lot of naked Michael Fassbender in
Haven't
that
seen
movie.
it, but I've heard about that, but I haven't seen it.
It is unbelievably good. He is naked in every way in that movie, and he's so raw and emotionally. It's every frame he is in that movie is like hitting a raw nerve. It's a brilliant performance, and Carey Mulligan is so good in it as well. It's just so good. A lot of naked. Not gonna watch that with my parents. My second, Secretary.
Good. I recently saw that for the first time, like all the way through, like in the last couple of years, and I was like, I didn't want anyone to know that I was watching it. And it's a really good movie,
It's
but
so
it is
good.
just
For those who don't know, it is an S&M romantic comedy, functionally, but it is just it's so
just to be very tender and authentic and it's legitimately strange. Like, it's not trying to be strange.
Agreed.
It's like a very strange person wrote this movie from their heart.
Yes, agreed. And then
yeah, go ahead.
no, and then I have a bonus. The Queer as Folk TV series,
Oh yeah, I would just yeah.
the
Never seen it.
original, the UK version, is basically porn. It's I mean, it's basically porn. It's
Yeah.
basically porn. It's very well done. Some of the nudity is gratuitous, but not most of it. Some of the sex is gratuitous, but not most of it. It's a wonderful look at the lives of gay Manchester, basically.
I
I will
believe
never,
you.
ever, 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 ever watch that with anyone else in the room.
I'll
Which,
probably never watch it, period. So
yeah,
that works out for me.
there you go.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay, so I mentioned it earlier. My first and foremost answer is A Clockwork Orange.
Sure.
I just I'm not ready to like my I just that. I love it. I saw that when I was 14 or 15 and it blew me away and I actually legitimately loved it and I brought the book and I read the book immediately and I was like this because it's so I was really into the idea of the idea of free will and can you change a person's
Right.
ability to dream and will and want and all of that and it was so and it's Kubrick and it's entertaining and it's Beethoven and it's visually the most arresting thing. I mean, it's phenomenal, but yeah, that's one. That's the awkward one, and it
Right.
reminds me of there's a one of my favorite singers and musicians is a guy named Randy Newman.
Indeed.
And Randy Newman's got a brilliant meditation on the South, and he's from the South. He's from New Orleans, although he grew up in L.A., but he lived part time in New Orleans. He wrote a whole album on the South called "Good Old Boys," and there's a song on there called "Rednecks." And the song "Rednecks" is told from the point of view of a Southerner about how Northerners view them, and it's from in the '70s, and in the refrain there is a word that is the most denigrated and hated and most awful racial slur imaginable,
Okay.
casually used repeatedly in the chorus.
Right.
It is the most brilliant piece of satire of a song, and it's melodic and gorgeous and perfect. It's perfect social satire. You can't listen to it.
You can't
listen
listen to
to it around anybody.
No.
Can't
No.
sing along to it. Makes
Nope.
you a terrible person. I love Randy Newman. He's a genius. And my one other choice is on a completely different level. I went and saw Moonrise Kingdom, and I made a point of seeing it by myself
Right.
because I have found, and this is where I get goofy and emo. I don't like talking about Wes Anderson movies with other people.
That's
I don't actually even want their opinions,
sure.
and I don't want to give my opinion. There is a degree to which I think Wes Anderson is reading my diary,
Indeed.
and I don't like talking about it. Like I saw Moonrise Kingdom by myself. I saw it by myself I drove up to LA and saw it by myself. And there were people in I was going to LA, but I left 3 hours earlier, 4 hours early, just so I could do that specifically.
Awesome.
Took the day off of work, and there were people in my row, and I didn't like them because they were too close to me, and they were like normal guys, and they were like talking to each other about something and I was like, it was like. For me, it was like a church experience, and I didn't want them there. Yeah, I don't know how it sounds so goofy, but it's how I felt. Like it sounds really goofy. I'm kind of embarrassed talking about it, but the truth is, like, I don't want to watch Wes Anderson movies with other people because I don't want their opinions.
That's
I
fair.
just I want me and Wes to be alone for a couple minutes while this movie happens.
Totally. No,
So anyways.
I get that. I don't really have I know I have had that experience. I
Yeah.
cannot tell you for what movie or if it happens with a director or an actor or a genre particularly, but
Right.
that is familiar to me.
Yeah. It's too personal and it's like I've heard too many people say snarky things about what he's trying to do
Right.
and it's almost like they don't it's like they think he's trying to be something instead of just trying to be himself. In my opinion of Wes Anderson movies, for better or for worse, and they're not perfect. They're not perfect. Some of them are, some of them aren't.
Right.
Is that it seems to me like it is literally this guy just trying to give the world himself. And so it really, like, when people, even if they don't like it, even if it's not perfect, you just saw a guy give you as much of himself as someone can possibly do. And I'm just like, please don't. I know I'm getting weird about it, but it's just, to me, it's like, it doesn't. Don't be sarcastic and cynical about that guy. He's too busy trying to give you his heart. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
There's
If
something
you don't
about
like
Wes
it, if you don't like
Anderson.
it, fine. If you have problems with the movie, fine.
There's something about Wes Anderson where, while he is not immune to criticism, certainly, because no one is,
Right.
it seems particularly cruel to view him through a cynical lens.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Yes. We got a little off topic with that question, but I like where we ended up.
Okay.
Our final question comes to us from Bobby.
Hi, Bobby.
What is your favorite Mel Brooks movie and why?
Young Frankenstein, because it's perfect.
I
I
don't.
grew up on Young Frankenstein. And my mom raised me on Mel Brooks. And Young Frankenstein and Blazing Saddles I had memorized at a very young age. And they would be a tie for me. It would be really close, but the tie goes to Young Frankenstein because it introduced me to Frankenstein.
Sure.
It introduced me to Gene Wilder. I mean, they both introduced me to Gene Wilder, but it was the one I knew first. And
It uses the original Frankenstein set.
yes,
It is.
and
It
it
is
was.
the.
And
Yeah.
here's the thing: it's because I was so young, it was scary enough. It was actually
Sure.
scary enough just because it was eerie, but it had all these jokes that worked when I was a kid, and it was just perfect. And the Blazing Saddles breaks down at the end. I love Blazing Saddles, but the whole third act of Blazing Saddles gets very kind of convoluted,
Yep.
and there's a lot of jokes that went over my head as a child.
Sure.
That I think are it might be a better movie maybe than Young Frankenstein, but Young Frankenstein is just tight. Love it.
I don't have anything to add. The holy trinity of Mel Brooks for me are those two and the producers, and
Talking about his original movie, not anything later.
oh god, not the musical.
The Gene Wilder Zero Mostel.
Literally a perfect pairing. Thank God Zero
won an
Mostel lived
Academy
long
Award
enough
for
to
that.
do that. What'd you say?
He won an Academy Award for that.
He's brilliant. I love the man. Young
I
Frankenstein.
pretty much think he fell apart after that.
Young Frankenstein. The putting on the Ritz scene, which I've already mentioned. I think it's the funniest scene in movie history. It's absolutely in the top 5, whatever your criteria are. Taffeta, darling. The way the horses whinny every time
Frau Blucher.
Frau Blucher's name is said. It is perfect. It's perfect. Peter Boyle.
The hump switching sides, and then him not acknowledging that he has a hump is ridiculous.
Marty Feldman.
Werewolf, their wolf, their castle. Why are you talking like that? I don't know. Thought you wanted me to.
No, I don't want to. Suit
Right.
yourself. I'm easy. It's amazing. Like you could quote that movie. You could quote Kenneth Mars, the police commandant who with the wooden arm. You could quote you could quote the funny lines from that movie, but you'd just be reciting the screenplay.
Pretty much. How often do you just say "could be worse, could be raining"? It's like Abby Normal, Abby something.
The
Abby,
unsung hero,
Abby
the unsung hero of that movie, Terry Garr, she's the eye candy, but she is so and she is excellent eye candy.
What's funny is I never thought of her as pretty when I was younger, and now as an adult, I'm like, she's just stunning.
Whoa. And
Stunning.
roll it. Elevate me right here in front of the platform. Oh yeah, the platform. It's so good, so good. We're gonna hang up and I'm gonna watch that movie. It's perfect.
I watched it on Halloween. Otherwise, I would be watching it also.
It's amazing. Bonus. This isn't really a question, but it's a comment from Jeremy. Why does Phil have a great backdrop, but Andy doesn't have a great backdrop? Andy, get a great backdrop.
I don't know. Your pillows are pretty snazzy, Andy Roth.
Right? Jeremy, what is your major malfunction? Huh?
He might have said that after one of the ones where it was just like a wall.
Yeah. You'll be seeing that wall again, and you're going to like it, Jeremy. Everybody's a critic, Phil. Everyone's a critic. What are you going to do?
You know, Andy, I got nothing but love for you, baby. Nothing
Right
but
back
love.
at you. Right back. We're probably neither of us gonna watch Young Frankenstein right now, but we're both gonna be thinking about it. Guys, this has been another Second Breakfast viewer mailbag. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sending in questions. They have been
Yes.
fantastic. We look forward to answering the ones we got in the bank and all the ones you have yet to send in. Uh, this is Andy Roth with Phil
And this is
Duvall
Phil Duvall.
signing off. Bye bye.
Bye bye.